जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन वंदन यमुना तीर बनिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Ruby Mataji, you'd like to recite the Mangalacharan?
Sure, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवमश्च श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथनुतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखानुतमश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Mataji. So yesterday we finished summary of chapter 3, and today we'll move on to chapter 4. So there are a lot of details in this chapter. I was going through it and just getting ready for it. I don't have any charts or anything, but we'll have to go through this and we'll try and do our best. So in the third chapter, Krishna spoke about transcendental activities. So here he's giving us more knowledge of the what the transcendental knowledge is, and he's starting out with the history of this knowledge, and then uh, he'll go on to uh, talk about uh, how you can get liberation by uh, following this knowledge. And it talks about people who ignore the Shastras and how they are doomed. The people who accept this knowledge and understand it, then they're on the right track. Then he goes on to explain also the the Varnashrama system, the four Varnas, and so on, and why he introduced that, and uh, and then verses 16 to 24, it talks about the intricacies of uh, karma, vikarma, karma, and there are some uh, verses that you have to read very carefully. Uh, we went through that, of course, when we were reading the Bhagavad Gita. Uh, how much of that we can discuss, we'll see. But it's little bit, it's a little intricate, so you have to read it very carefully. And then 25 to 33, he talks about uh, yajna or sacrifices, and what are the different types of sacrifices, and what are the uh, actions that people took to implement these sacrifices. Basically different yogas and so on. And then having done all this, the wise people, uh, how they attain liberation, and then it describes in verses 35 to 38 the glories of transcendental knowledge. And then after that, there is one very important verse near the end, and this is about uh, acquiring transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge why it's important to have a spiritual master. So, and with that, he concludes. So there are 42 verses in this, so let's start. So initially, uh, he's talking about in this first verse. He's Krishna is talking about uh, this transcendental knowledge, uh, how it started at the dawn of creation, and he gave this imperishable knowledge to the sun god Vivasva, and then who gave it to the humanity, the mankind, uh, progenitor of humanity, uh, father of mankind, I should say. And then he, in turn, gave it to uh, a very noble king, Ishwaku. And from Ishwaku, then the knowledge spread out to the other saintly kings. But then, for whatever reason, with the passing of time, uh, this knowledge totally slowly dissipated and it was forgotten. So now he's telling Arjuna that he's going to speak that same knowledge. So this is what is going on in verses 1, 2, and 3. This and as we spoke yesterday, this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. So the Mataji explained that very well, and this disciplic succession was broken at that time. But we are also getting it through disciplic succession now that it has been established, and Mataji showed that yesterday. So, uh, so the other important thing is Krishna is giving this knowledge to Arjuna because he's a devotee as well as a friend. Devotee as well as a friend. So this is very important. Krishna is obviously very merciful to his devotees, and he'll do anything for his devotees. So that's the implication of that. So then Arjuna has a doubt in text 4. He says, uh, the sun god is very senior to you. So how come you instructed it to him? So, and then uh, Krishna starts talking about uh, himself and how from verses 5 and through 10, Krishna talks about himself, and he explains how he, although they both had uh, many births, Krishna and Arjuna, and of course Krishna is not really born, but on the material uh, plane we can say he's born. So he's he has many births, and in text 5 he explains that uh, I can remember, yeah. The personality of Godhead said, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O son pure of the enemy. So, and then he explains, goes on to explain how he's, he can remember all of them. He can remember the past, and he can remember everything that, uh, how many births Arjuna took, and what he did, and so on. But Arjuna, like all of us living entities, we have no recollection. We don't know anything about our past. So, uh, so then Krishna then goes on to explain that he uh, comes to a very important word. Uh, why he comes down. So this is a very important verse. Uh, It says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijami aham. So translation here is, whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. So uh, uh, and then there is also the next verse, which is also significant verse, verse 8. And so why does he descend down? So why does he come? So this tells us that paritranaya sadhunam vinasyaya cha dushkratam dharma samasta panarthaya sambhavami yuge. So here it says that to deliver the pious and to uh, annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So he gives three reasons here to protect the pious, the virtuous, and then uh, neutralize the vicious or uh, eliminate the miscreants, and then uh, re-establish the religion. And then he re-established the principles of religion, uh, introduced dharma again, and uh, and so on and so on. And he does this in uh, every millennium. He comes every cosmic cycle. So this is another very important verse, and we know the miscreants uh, like Ravana and Kamsa, and there's a lot of detail in the purport, and then Hiranyakashipu, and several others. So, yeah. So, and then in verses 9 and 10, okay, verses 9 and 10, he goes on to talk about how, uh, when he comes down, how those who understand his uh, transcendental nature uh, of his activity. See, some people, when he came down, even as Krishna, didn't didn't uh, you know they were still they didn't acknowledge him being the supreme. So those people, there are people like that, and we know there are several people like that. But those who do and understand the transcendental nature of his appearance and his activities and his leelas and so on, then they fully surrender to him, and they are guaranteed to get into his eternal abode. And then Krishna also goes on to say in text 10 that, uh, let's see, text 10 that being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, and taking refuge in me, many, many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. So that is the key that kama, krodha, labha, uh, lust, anger, and greed, and uh, getting rid of all that, and focusing the mind in Krishna consciousness. That's what it amounts to here. Totally taking refuge in Him, surrendering to Him. Then you you become purified. Your mind and senses are all purified, and then you can uh, attain love for Krishna. That's what he's saying here. Okay. So again, 11 is also a very important sloka. Let's see. Yes, this is the one. Yeah. Okay. Vaswati Mata, you just want to read the sloka and the translation?
Hare
She
Krishna.
not.
Sure,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
All right, Srila Prabhupada. ये यथा मम प्रपद्यन्ते तं तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्तमानो वर्तन्ते मानुष्य पार्थ सर्वस्य. Translation. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. Back to you.
Thank you, Mataji. So this verse is it's explaining that uh, why everyone doesn't know him and attain him. Krishna points to the fact that uh, he he reciprocates accordingly or in proportion. So if whoever surrenders into him, he will reward them. And then there are other people who don't directly surrender to him. They take an indirect path. So then they are not going to get the same reward. So that is in text 12. Uh, there are people who uh, worship demigods, for instance. So uh, because they're because of inadequate knowledge, they uh, they instead of surrendering straight to Krishna, they look for fruitive activities in the material world. So then they get results from the fruitive work that they in the world, but they are not really getting proper liberation, as Krishna mentions in the earlier verse. Uh, so how do you rectify that? So to rectify that, what Krishna has done is introduce the Varnashrama system, because there are people who are the more uh, interested in fruitive action, fruitive work, and they're not interested in uh, uh, fully knowing the Lord and surrendering to Him fully. So, as a result of to account for that or to remedy that, he introduced the Varnashrama system. And so the next verse actually talks about the Varnashrama system. So, it says, Chaturdvarnyam Maya Shastam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha Tasya Kartaram Apimaham Vidhi Akartaram Avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So the point to note here is that Krishna has created the Varnashrama system. It's not that uh, he he's trying to separate out the people. Uh, 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 he himself is not doing that. It's happening because of their karmas and the previous actions. So, naturally, then the people will fall into the different varnas. That's what Krishna is saying. So your karmas will determine what type of varnas you follow, what type, and this is all applicable really to the previous yugas. In today in Kali Yuga, it's all mixed up. So, but let's talk about what it is in the previous yugas. So Krishna introduced that system so that people then do the work according to their varnas, and then they instead of getting and then slowly understand from the brahmanas and others, other wise men, what the transcendental nature of the Lord is about, they slowly elevate themselves. So this is a opportunity. The Varnashrama system is to people to liberate themselves over, may take some lifetimes, but it's a way out. So we're not going to discuss the Varnashrama system now. Further, we have been through it a few times, but when we read this chapter again in detail next time, yeah, certainly we should look into it. uh, yeah, so he's not discriminating against anyone or anything like that. That's all he's saying. How you fall into these varnashrama system. Then, the verses 16 to 24 discuss uh, the intricacies of karma. And I'll briefly to try and explain this. There are some intriguing verses over here. Uh, so, okay. So we'll go into text 17 and look at it. So it says here, the intricacies of action or karma are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, what inaction is. So here you have karma, vikarma, which is forbidden action, and akarma, that's inaction. So uh, karma is basically, you know, that the work that you do, and it can be a pious work, uh, but then it can be you can be a good citizen, uh, a good-natured person, uh, helpful to everyone, giving charity, and so on. But still, you're bound by fruitive actions, and as a result, you're still bound in the material world. And the vikarma is everything that's inauspicious. It's all for forbidden work, and it will lead you to binding. Not only binding, you will descend because it's into others' species or whatever it is. And then you have a karma, which is inaction. but the inaction doesn't mean it's not action. I'll explain that in the next verse. Okay, this particular verse, it's okay. I'll just read it. Karmanya karmaya pashyat akarmani cha karmaya sa buddhiman manusyeshu sa yukta krishna karmakrit. So the translation of this is one who sees inaction in action, and action in inaction, is intelligent among men, and he is in a transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So this verse, you have to read this very carefully. And so what it is saying is inaction in action. So as long as if the action uh, that action may lead one not to karmic reaction but to freedom from reactions. So you do the kind of action, for instance, the action in Krishna consciousness. Uh, so you're doing action, but it is actually inaction. So it's action in Krishna consciousness, and that is good. That is the same thing as saying nishkama karma yoga, and then action in inaction. So if you don't act at all, like Arjuna is saying, I don't want to act. I'm just going to sit quietly or go into a forest and just shirk from my duties. Then that is not good because when you have inaction, the the senses are all active, and as a result of that, uh, you're going to it's going to be doing some other action, which is not on the spiritual plane, but on the material plane or whatever it is. Arjuna might go into a forest, and because of his Kshatriya nature, he might then go and kill someone because of some uh, argument or something. So, so it can lead you to uh, actually a bondage. That's what Krishna is saying. Uh, so the way I understand it. So, okay. So 16 to 24, uh, it keeps talking about more, uh, no, so he's talking about, now he goes on to talk about the wise men, the people who understand what the intricacies of action are. What is karma? Again, like I said, what is vikarma? What is karma, and so on. And what are the right types of action? And so here, these people, the wise men, those who have understood this, now uh, uh, form the right kind of actions. So, as it says here in text 20, abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. So this is the uh, uh, discussion about a perfect sage. Then he goes on to say in text 21, such a man, such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence, perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus, working is not affected by sinful reactions. So, uh, this this person is performing lives a very austere life. he has no sense gratification. He's not interested in material possessions, and he he possesses only what he needs for the sake of maintenance of his body. So then he's also free from duality. Uh, he does not, he views success and failure with an equanimity, and so on. So that's, like people living in hot and cold and being totally oblivious to all that. So that's the mark of a person uh, who's totally uh, uh, in a in the Nishkama Karma Yoga. So he's not attached to these. He's risen above the modes of material nature, as it says in text 23, and his mind is now, because he's totally away from the modes of material nature, he's he's completely situated in transcendental knowledge, and his mind is pure, and he can merge into transcendence. That says here. So same thing in 24. So all right. So from 25 to, let's see, 25 to, one second. Yeah, 25 to 29, Krishna explains how uh, uh, how his wise men, how they achieve this transcendental knowledge. Because so far he has described about the different karmas, but then how do you achieve that knowledge? So here he goes on to explain about yajnas and the purpose of a yajna, and yajna meaning sacrifice, sacrifice to Lord Vishnu. Now, that's how it was described. This is described. And in those days, there were, like we were discussing yesterday, uh, there are different ways of doing it. Uh, there is a fire yajna, and then there is uh, different forms of yoga. And so here in these verses, Krishna is going on to explain how some people, uh, through their knowledge, they read the scriptures, and and then uh, they try to control their sensory activities and their life air and so on. And so uh, these people, the yogis of the past, they were very strict about how they were austerity, meditation, and knowledge, and then understanding the absolute truth, the spirit soul, the super soul, all these through meditation. And there are several practices here. There are different forms of yogas. Uh, it says here different knowledge from the Vedas. In addition to that, things are yogas like Ashtanga yoga, and then there's pranayama, which is described in text 29. Still others who are inclined to the process of breath restraint to remain in trance, practiced by offering the movement of the outgoing breath into the incoming and the incoming breath into the outgoing, and thus at least remain in trance, stopping all breathing. Others curtail the eating process, offer the outgoing breath into itself as a sacrifice. So this is a form of yoga, also known as Patanjali Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and so on. Patanjali Yoga, that's what it is. And Patanjali was a great sage in the previous yugas, and he perfected this form of yoga, where there's incoming breath and outgoing breath, and you try and balance the two, and you keep your mind still that way. This way, they have a inner realization uh, of their self, and so that's a form of sacrifice. So, as a result, the text 30, it says that such people are uh, 30 to 33. So, 30 to 33 is the purpose of the sacrifice. So, in the 30 to 33, uh, yeah. So, what are they achieving? They're achieving that all these different, through these different cleansing processes, uh, they actually cleanse all their sinful reactions because the mind is still. They have perfected their senses. I mean, control their senses so much that they understand how to their goal is to achieve the eternal the Brahman absolute truth, and they do that through very austere meditation and so on. So in the Kali Yuga, as we have discussed many times, we cannot do these things. These all these activities are very difficult, and only in the previous yugas. But here we are in the Kali Yuga. We, as we have repeatedly said, it's all through chanting. Chanting is our yajna. That is our sacrifice, and so because chanting of the name is the same as the form of the name. It is the most important sacrifice that all of us can do and do around sincerely. So, text 31. Uh, okay. So, what happens to those who the people uh, uh, don't do any sacrifice? They they don't chant, they don't do anything. So then, uh, and Krishna goes on to say, "O best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life, or then of the next." So I think he's quite blunt here. If you don't do anything at all, if you're totally in the material world, given to only sense gratification, you don't want to realize what the absolute truth is, then of course, then you have no hope. Basically saying you won't be happy in this life and in next life and so on and so on. Okay. Okay. Then we have uh, 34. Okay, this is a very important verse uh, again. So yeah, tad vidhi pranipatena pari prasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnani jnanas jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So here the translation is just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So, this is very clear why you need a spiritual master. And he's telling Arjuna, uh, he's telling Arjuna, is actually telling all of us that the only way we can learn the truth, the absolute truth, is by submissively submitting to a spiritual master and serving. So then, because the spiritual master has come down the parampara system, as we discussed yesterday, he's a self-realized soul. He knows the absolute truth, and he can impart that knowledge to us. And by getting that knowledge, then we will benefit to a great extent. So again, this is a very important verse, and yeah. So the purport, there is a lot there in the purport, but you can just skip that. Okay, the last few verses are 35 to 38. Uh, 35 to 38, it talks about the glories of transcendental knowledge. So again, 35. So if you obtain the knowledge from a spiritual master or a self-realized soul, then you won't go into illusion again because you now realize the truth. And so, as it says here, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you'll never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you'll see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. So this is important. Obviously, all living beings. We see the spirit soul in all the living beings, and once we see that, uh, we treat we are our whole perspective in life changes. We it doesn't matter whether a person is from this country or that country, or is this color or that color, or whatever it is. These are all material designations. So, uh, so now once you understand this, and you have gained that knowledge from the spiritual master, then you will you will have the true realization, and you'll see all people in an equal way as living entities and all being part and parcel of Krishna. Then uh, Then Krishna gives two metaphors uh, for understanding this. Text 37, it talks about, uh, okay, even if you are the most sinful of sinners, if you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. So it's itself the self-evident what he's saying here. So it's a metaphor, but uh, obviously with the transcendental knowledge, you'll cross over all the ocean of miseries. And the second one is as a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. So this is the key, the fire of knowledge. So to get that, you get that by reading the scriptures, the knowledge itself. You get that through having a spiritual master. If you don't have a spiritual master, then Prabhupada is a preeminent Siksha Guru, and we have several other Siksha Gurus, and we try to absorb from them and understand what it's all about. So, okay. So in the end, yeah, he goes on to in this basically, okay. Then there's a text 40 here. Let me see. Yeah. Who wants to read? Let's see. Ruby Mataji, you want to read this verse and translation?
Srila Prabhuji, thank you. Agyanas, sorry Prabhuji, Agyanas Chasra. Prabhuji, can you please scroll little up?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're reading the Hindi. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just. Agyanas Chasra Dhadrans Samsya संशयत्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परो न सुखं संशयात्मनः. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mother. So this verse is similar to kind of like what we read earlier. But those who don't, they're faithless. They don't believe in the scriptures. It's all mythology, and so on. And they of course, then they're going to suffer for it. They fall down, and there's no happiness in this or the next. So in the so again, it is at 41. He's emphasizing that those who act in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions, and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reactions of work or conqueror of riches. And in the last verse, he's imploring uh, uh, Arjuna, that all the doubts in his heart, the by this, they're slashed by the weapon of knowledge. So he's telling Arjuna now, knowing all this knowledge, knowing all this yoga, then stand up and fight. All your doubts and illusions, they've all been vanquished with this. Okay, so I did what I could with so many verses. Uh, so others can comment on. Feel free to comment.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You very nicely, thoroughly discuss this beautiful chapter, Prabhuji, Transcendental Knowledge. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I just, it's that you already explained very well. I just would like to add just very few points, Prabhuji, about Lord Krishna's appearance in this material world. So, Lord Krishna, the acharyas, the senior devotees, they said like Krishna always can send, even Prabhupada wrote in his purport that Krishna can send his associates to kill the demons. Krishna do not have to come to kill the demons. He can just send his associates, they can do that work. But Krishna comes to this material world in the different incarnations to get the rasa with his devotees. He wants to enjoy and get the association with his devotees to do lila also. That's also one of the reason of Krishna's to descend in this material world, Prabhuji. And then for another point about Varnashrama Dharma, you just explain about that. So every living entity in this material world, my Siksha Guru said that very well, like he explained this Varnashram Dharma very well. So Varnas, everyone, so Varnashram Dharma actually is not in this Kali Yuga, what it was in other yugas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and their dharma, Brahman's dharma, only to work for Krishna. So Brahman only can live with the alms given by others. So, and their only dharma is to teach. As for example, that's what I said. But others like Kshatriya also, they will fight and protect the children, women, and the kingdom, the people in the kingdom. So those are the dharmas, four dharmas, different Vaishya Shudra also, they have their dharmas. During other yugas, they follow those dharmas, but this yuga, it's not possible. So therefore, every living entity in this yuga actually born with a particular psychophysical nature. It's called psychophysical nature, and that we cannot change, but we can rectify that with the Krishna consciousness. If someone has good nature, they always can use that nature, that's quality to Krishna's service. But if someone has bad nature, they are not Krishna conscious and they have bad qualities. We cannot change that. But a guru, a good devotee, a pure devotee can change them and make them Krishna conscious or make them a devotee. So that's a actually Varnashram dharma. And then Prabhuji, another thing is the very important verse about uh, Pranipat, Pariprashna and Sevaya. Pranipat means submission, surrender to the Lord. So when we surrender to our Guru, without any doubt, we should not doubt our Guru, because they are always 24/7, their only job is to serve the Lord, to please the Lord. So the Diksha Guru, they are very pure, and so therefore we have to surrender to Guru. And when we surrender completely, like Arjuna surrendered to Krishna in 2.7 Karpanya Dosa, that famous verse, and then Krishna started speaking. Before that, Krishna did not speak anything to Arjuna. When he surrendered, then. So when we surrender to our Guru, Guru will give us the knowledge. He will help us to know Krishna. So with his, and then that's Pariprashna, means then we'll inquire from Guru, we'll know from Guru, from his uh, Diksha, from his instruction, and then Sevaya will come, means service. Through service, we'll please the Lord and we'll get the Krishna Prema. That's our ultimate goal, to love Krishna. And this sacred Bhagavad Gita is only for the devotee. That's Krishna says in chapter 18. Also in this fourth, he gave the indication that Bhagavad Gita should be read with submission, with faith, so with respect. That's important. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. All wonderful points. I think you explained about how Krishna comes down, but really all the other incarnations that he has, all the expansions, they can take care of lot of evil in this world. Anyone else would like to add anything?
When she was talking about the psychophysical nature, I was reminded of the past time where that one devotee was in prison and he wanted to, like, he saw back to Godhead and he saw Prabhupada's watch, and he said that he wanted to have that watch. So when he got out of prison, he ended up going to meet Prabhupada in Vrindavan, and he asked him for his watch, and Prabhupada gave him his watch, but he ended up becoming a devotee anyway. He ended up becoming a disciple of Srila Prabhupada.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hare
Mata.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have one question, like Basati Mataji, as you has explained about the Shiksha Guru, how to connect with the Shiksha Guru, Mataji? Can you please elaborate on that, please?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, is a Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru?
Like Shiksha Guru.
Shiksha Guru. Yeah,
I think you want to,
Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji, you can go ahead.
no, I was going to say that you probably have Siksha Guru already. I think you attend the morning japa class.
Yeah,
And,
Nil Govinda Prabhu. Yeah.
yeah, Neela Govind Prabhu is a Siksha Guru, because anyone who gives spiritual instructions, and he's qualified, of course, he's initiated and all that, and he gives you spiritual instructions, and then you can inquire from him. So he will give you the knowledge, because the Diksha Guru may not always be available. He gives you the initiation, but he also has a lot of disciples in ISKCON. So Siksha Guru, it can be, you can have many. For instance, Shubha Vilas Prabhu is a Siksha Guru. Nayan Abhiram Prabhu is a Siksha Guru. So there are a few among us. Anyone
So,
else? Yeah.
in the sense, like who have taken this Diksha, they can
Yes,
be the Shiksha Guru, you mean to say, Prabhuji?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, they have taken the diksha and they have had realization because of their uh, you know taking diksha from their spiritual master. Yeah.
All right. Thank you
I
so
just
much.
wanted to add, Mataji. Yeah, so as Prabhuji said, Mataji, you have to, association of devotees is very important. And by associating with the devotees, you will understand them, and some devotees may be attracted to some Siksha gurus. And in fact, Siksha guru can be anyone, as we were discussing, right? Even a grass tells us how to be humble. If there is a big hurricane, the big trees fall down, but the grass stays there because it's humble. When somebody stamps, it will go down and come back. So we can learn from grass and from a tree how to be tolerant. So that doesn't mean that we can learn everything, but we have to cultivate association with some devotees who are who you get attracted to, who are following the Guru Sadhu Shastra, and like that. So some Siksha gurus, as Nilgovind Prabhu was mentioning, some focus on Go Seva, some focus on book distribution, some focus on deity worship, some of them, whatever it is, right? However, you are attracted, of course, you can have multiple of them, but at least you should have one or two Siksha gurus where you have personal contact with them. That's my understanding.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, if you don't mind, can I please know, like, in the morning class, if you are joining all the Siksha Gurus, are like, for all of them, the Siksha Guru is Neela Govindas, Prabhuji, or
No, it
someone
is.
else?
It is. There is no blanket statement, Mataji. If you want him to be your Siksha Guru, you have to approach him personally
Okay.
and take shelter from him. Like you can approach, like as Prabhuji said, Shubhalas Prabhu, Naina Brahm Prabhu, and there are so many like that in our ISKCON. Doesn't need to be in Tampa, because Nilagund Prabhu is actually now, he just moved to few months ago, he moved to India, but we can still take Siksha from him. So in that way, you have to personally approach them, and like they will get to know you, and you get to know them, and then you can request, can you be my Siksha Guru? Then you can personally talk to them if you have any questions. Sometimes it is difficult to ask in the group, right? You can personally ask them as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for elaboration. Um, Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Because
thank
I
you.
was thinking, because I'm like joining in the morning group, so all of the Siksha Gurus are like, Guru is the Prabhuji. So I was
Yeah, of
just trying
course.
to clarify.
Yeah, of course, Mataji. So it depends on how much you want to take, because they are ready to give association, right? But we have to be more enthusiastic, and we have to, because sometimes your thought process may be aligned with one Siksha. So you can get more, gnana from them.
So, Prabhuji, are there any Siksha Gurus in Tampa who are giving, like, taking any more of the spiritual knowledge in day to day?
Yes, Mataji, as I said, right, Naina Brahm Prabhu, our Sri Ram Prabhu, all these senior devotees, you can always approach them. There is nothing like, in fact, even in Mataji's, right, if you like somebody who is guiding you, right, or, if you want them to be your guide, you can take their association personally. So it doesn't need, there is no qualification that he is Siksha Guru, he is not a Siksha Guru. As I said, right? Even a tree which teaches us can be a Siksha Guru. Of course, we cannot directly talk to the tree, right? So that's why, we have to approach, our seniors and ask them their guidance.
Oh, thank you so much, Prabhuji. And how about like the Diksha Guru? Is there like is the Siksha Guru only will suggest the Diksha Guru, or how it the process will be?
So Diksha Guru Mataji, as you know, almost in Tampa every month or every other month, we can see some Maharajas visiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are, Diksha Gurus. And, there is a big list of, Diksha Gurus. I can send you the list and you can watch their, YouTube videos. Recently, our Anupama Manjari Mataji got initiated, right? So, like that, once you associate with the devotees, you can inquire about their Diksha Gurus, and you can inquire about them and try to listen to them and try to take their association as and when possible. Based on that, you can slowly get to know them, and they can you can, of course, they may not be able to get to know you unless you take their association. So like that, slowly you will get to know them, and you can take their, and you can approach them to take, get shelter. Initially, you will take shelter from them, and then you will be, once you start chanting 16 rounds, and there are some prerequisites, like there you have to, go through a uh, training course. It's a small course. Even in a weekend, you can complete that. Once that is done, then you have to get permission from the temple president, and then you'll be able to, take the Diksha from the Diksha Guru based on that. Some Diksha Gurus take years together. Some Diksha Gurus can give you in like a year or so. Again, it depends on the time, place, and circumstances.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the clarification. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining to Mataji. Mataji, I just would like to let you know that Mataji actually, uh, this is actually a process, ladder, like we are taking baby step to go to the ladder, Mataji. So that's why, first of all, you need to also, as Prabhuji said, to find out Shiksha Guru, Mataji. So that no, it doesn't have to be Prabhuji, could be a Mataji who knows you, or you whom you are comfortable with, Mataji. So in our congregation, Radha Mataji is there. If you are comfortable, Radha Biharini Mataji, Subal Prabhu's wife.
Yes, Mataji, she knows her.
Yes, Mataji, I know her.
Yeah, so you can talk to her and find out some kind of like good relationship between you, and because this is more like a mentor. So Shiksha Guru will be like a mentor, more like, it's called a mentor. Like every devotee, each and every devotee needs a mentor beside Diksha Guru, because Diksha Guru will not get all the time, because ISKCON Gurus are very busy. So maybe they live in India, sometimes they live here, but in the another state, they are busy sometimes. Some gurus give association, when you ask for, they will try to give you their association, but some gurus does not meet with the devotees. Only he meets with the leaders, the big leaders who are preaching Krishna consciousness, and through that leaders you need to connect to Guru. So it depends how. So I can send you the video by Radhesham Prabhu, who explain about ISKCON Gurus and what's your need, how you. And but before that, Mataji, I think in this situation, you need a mentor who can guide you in Krishna, because you are comparatively new, Mataji, right? You are not here long, right, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji. So do you have Srila Prabhupada's book, Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, I do have.
You do have. Okay, good, Mataji. So, yeah, so you can talk to Radha Mataji. You can talk to me also, like if you, Pragya Mataji is also here. So Sunita Mataji here. So all of us, like, we can guide you the best level, Mataji. Then you can talk to Radha Mataji. She can guide you if you are comfortable with Mataji now than Prabhuji. So, but you need to check the wavelength where you can express everything yourself to the mentor. That's very important. Otherwise, it won't work very well. So that's it's very important. Then you will progress very fast, Mataji, and then you can able to choose Diksha Guru like the way Prabhuji said, Mataji. But
Oh,
first you need a mentor, Shiksha Guru.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Mataji, for explaining me, because I was like thinking randomly it will be a sign.
No,
So that way,
you
or you have to find, you have clarified me. Thank you so much,
Mataji,
Mataji.
no one will assign you. That is your choice. So Diksha Guru also you will choose, and then it's both ways. Diksha Guru also have to choose you. Have to sorry, not like I mean approve you. Diksha Guru has the full right to approve you. In the same way, you also have full right to choose a Diksha Guru in ISKCON. So that's what I read in the disciple course. So that's why, Mataji, it's important for you also to choose like who can be your Diksha Guru, like whom you like. Same with the mentor. Shiksha Guru could be anyone who is giving you Krishna consciousness, who is teaching you something. They are your Shiksha Guru. So Shiksha Guru will be multiple. But among those Shiksha Guru, one will be your mentor who can guide you all in each and every. And it's not easy to get mentor because that's what I'm saying. Like your wavelength should be matched with the other your mentor, and there should be a good relationship between you and your mentor. So, but Krishna sends, Mataji. As Krishna always sends that I can tell you, Mataji, from my.
Oh, thank you so much, Mataji. And do we have to take the initiation from the Siksha Guru as well?
Oh, no, Mataji, no, Mataji, no. Uh, Initiation, only initiating Guru is Diksha Guru or initiating Guru, and instructing spiritual. So there are two types of spiritual master. One is initiating spiritual master or Diksha Guru, and another one is instructing spiritual master or Shiksha Guru. Shiksha Guru will be multiple, like whoever is giving you shiksha, who is giving you about Krishna, talking to you about Krishna, they are Shiksha Guru. Like Shubal Prabhu is a senior devotee, he is our Shiksha Guru. So that way it works, Mataji. So Radha Mataji is our Shiksha Guru, Raghu Prabhu is our Shiksha Guru, they are all senior devotees. So Mataji, that way it works. But among the Shiksha Guru, so that's why, like, you do not have to take initiation from Shiksha Guru, but I would recommend you first, Mataji, to talk to devotees and just familiarize with the ISKCON process, Bhagavad Gita, chanting, all the rules, regulations, what we are following, come to the temple, do service. You know, Mataji, that way you will be more accustomed with the system. Then Diksha. Now we have to be accustomed. What the system is, how Prabhupada's teachings are carrying by the devotees, you know, Mataji. So now focus on only on hearing, and then Krishna will give you that intelligence to choose the mentor who will be your mentor. You can choose, but first try to hear from all the senior devotees. Shubha Vilas Prabhu, Navina Prabhu mentioned. Radha.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the clarification and for describing it very briefly. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah,
Thank
sure. I will just now, I will focus on the chanting and following the rules and getting to the services. Now is my step is that now.
you are doing awesome, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Very impressive. Thank you, Mataji.
All right. Thank you very much. A nice discussion about the gurus. And I'm sure we'll talk more about it later. So we'll stop here. Thank you for attending today. Vanchakalpadrupyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna devotees. Have a good
Thank
night.
you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Grace Raghu
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna.
ki
Thank you,
jai.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Jai.
Prabhuji. Hare